Namaste Nam. Welcome to another episode of Nashta with Nam. Today we have Dr. Neha Goyal with us, who's a mom of twin boys, doctor and content creator. Today she's going to talk about how to effectively manage routines with work and kids. This wonderful studio has been designed by Prerna Mohan, who is an interior designer and member of NAP. Neha, you wear so many hats. You're a doctor, you're a surgeon, you're a content creator, and a mom of twin boys. I want to know, how do you manage so many things?
I think how do you manage is, first of all, assuming that I am managing, which on many days I feel I don't. But it's also a lot of like not having a choice. You know what you've got to do and you've got to do it. You know, you have to show up at work, you have to show up on the home front. Like there's this very popular saying which everybody has heard, that you know there are two little ones watching you, so you have no choice but to set an example. And even for your own self, like maybe 10 years down the lane or 15 years down the lane, you want to look back and say that you have no regrets, you have fulfilled your role in whatever capacity, as a doctor, as a mother, as being true to your work, and also at the same time I feel enjoying or living the journey. So you should get a smile on your face when you look back at those moments.
Years, the precious years that
Yes,
we've spent.
absolutely.
But like being a doctor is anyways very, very hectic, right? But you also beautifully create this journey over Instagram. I want to know more about that.
So it was something which was not planned. So I always, you know, as you said, being a doctor or a professional, thought that social media, theek hai, it's for spare time, or maybe it's not the way I would like to use my time. But frankly, and you were part of my inspiration for putting down my journey. I still remember you had shared a recipe on, we had a Facebook group at that time, Delhi Mums and Dads, of gulab jamun. It was amazing, the recipe, by the way. And when I was following it, I had some doubts and I just messaged you, and we didn't even know each other. And the way you helped me and guided me, you know, it just completely changed my perspective to what the power of social media is, what the power of connection is. And that's when I eventually decided that whatever things have worked for me, or whatever, you know, I feel I wasted my time on this, or maybe I found a resource which I think will be very useful for parents, or there's a product which my kids liked, a recipe that worked for us. I feel that, you know, there is again a greater joy in sharing it, and then in getting back the feedback that it worked for them too. So that is, it's really, that is the push for me to spend whatever little time I do every day in sharing what has gone on with my life.
Yeah, I want to know some quick tips. Summer vacations coming, and moms, entrepreneurs need their kids to be busy. So do you have some practical advice for our mom entrepreneurs that they incorporate easily in their routine to keep the kids busy?
Yeah, absolutely. I think summer vacations is something which is on our brain right when January starts, and it is unavoidable. And especially for working women, even for stay-at-home moms or moms working from home, you know, your routine has gotten disrupted, and the children are there. And at the same time, you want to spend these meaningful moments with them. It's a great opportunity to bond with them, to play with them, maybe to upskill them on their hobbies, on certain things, take family vacations together. So as is my mantra for everything, I think the first thing is to plan. Have a visual chart of the month, or you know, even a week at a time, first the month, and see where your schedule fits in with the kids' schedules. So let's say there is a week at work when you cannot take off, so maybe use that week to enroll them in a sort of summer activity class, or maybe ask your friends or family to pitch in, and then maybe there is a week where you can sort of take a foot back from work. So that would be the time you can take some trips with them. You can do some DIY work with them at home. So I've already started stocking up on some kits which interest them, like art and craft
I'm
and
sure
toys.
we can't wait for that content to go up.
So but it's all in Almira, and it will be taken out one by one.
Yes.
And apart from that, I also feel like what their natural rhythm is, I try to stick to it as much as possible in vacations also.
Yes.
So like if they have certain evening classes or sports, etc., we try to keep the evening routine the same. And it's only in the morning that you would fill in that time which school has been taking.
Yes.
Also, like my kids are a little older now, so making a visual chart for them also helps. We have easels and blackboards on which they would write that okay, Monday we might be going to Nani house, or Tuesday we have a play date.
Yes.
So that the same way it calms us and gives us a sense of non-chaos, it works for the kids as well.
Yes, and calm kids mean calm parents.
Yes, calm parents and calm house.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So, Neha, you take pride in featuring the fact that you do 99% of unbranded and real content on your page. In the world where everybody is talking about brands and monetizing their Instagram page, how does this work, and how people can do similar things while they want to monetize as well?
Okay, so that's a good question, because when I ventured into content creation as a blogger, one thing was clear for me, that this is not my primary profession or source of income. And I mean, kudos to all those for whom it is. This is not sort of any opinion on them. But so I would say the first thing is to make it clear to yourself why you are in it. So for me, it was to share information, and like I said, to put down what's working for me. It's a sort of a documentation for me as well. But then, like you said, over time I realized that the community, it has a say, and the hard work I've put into it also deserves something. So that's when the question of monetization came. So I feel that there are other ways as well to monetize your account or your page, other than just collaborating with brands, collaborating in a way which is not maybe that meaningful. So for instance, a lot of and having the word doctor behind my name is a sort of a double-edged sword, because I get like so many offers from probably products which I would not give to my own kids, and very lucrative offers as well. So I can understand why bloggers or influencers would collaborate with them, and maybe say that they give them to their kids, etc. So I think building meaningful relationships with brands is very important. So even if you collaborate with the brand for a one-time campaign, I feel it neither helps the influencer nor the brand, and that has been my observation over the past 3 to 4 years. So what I do is I actually do the reverse. So the products I've used or the services I've used which I like, so I give my feedback before collaborating with them, and then I wait for them to reach out to me, to see. And I always prefer working with the owner, the founder, the face behind the brand, rather than a PR agency, because then their ethos, where they're coming from, what they want. So that is one way you can, instead of putting your sort of media profile out, your brand kit out, and then having to adhere to their terms, you can first give them a glimpse of what you can do, and then maybe work on the terms. And also, if you don't want to work with all brands, like that happens a lot in my case, because it really, like I said, it's not meaningful to just do a one-time campaign. You can still monetize your account by affiliate marketing. You see, you've used those products, you recommend them, and you get, even if it's very minuscule, a share which is at no extra cost to the person ordering. Then Instagram has an option of subscription channels, and I think that is really great, because as a content creator, it shows how much your content has value, that people are willing to pay for it. Then something that's been on my mind for a long time is to take out a e-recipe book, which I haven't got time for. But you can create guides, you can create e-books, or even maybe host webinars or online sort of interactions, and all this can generate good amount of revenue for you as well, without having to work on somebody's terms where you have to say that this product is good, or maybe, you know, put a picture or a video which you are
Don't
not
believe
very
in.
comfortable doing.
Yes.
So these are other options where you can still work on your own terms and have a revenue as well.
Yeah. Neha, so you have 100% organic reach on your account. So all mom entrepreneurs are trying to build their presence on Instagram and they really struggle. So can you give some practical advice or tips you think that help them connect with the right audience? It's always not about numbers, but also connecting with the right audience. So how they can increase their reach to the right audience?
So that's a good question, because you see, I feel a lot of businesses, a lot of mompreneurs focus on increasing their follower count, which may not translate into you know, a good flourishing business for them, or you know, be too much into the content and you know, creating the content per se. So I would say, first of all, even before you create your social media handle, focus on your product. Because you see, good marketing cannot cover up for a bad or a substandard product. So that is absolutely the whereas if your, even if your marketing is not up to the mark, but your product is really good, you know, you'll fare better. So I feel, initially, first focus on your product. And what you said is very correct, that sometimes, you know, you don't get the right audience. So for that, I would say that start following the influencers or bloggers who you feel are in sync with your niche. So many times I get you know, collaboration offers from businesses, and I see they are not even following me. So, you know, my first question is, you don't know who I am, you don't know what you liked in me, you simply saw my follower count and sent me a DM. So I would also not think that this would be a very fruitful collaboration. So follow the influencer for some time, you know, show up in their stories. You'll get an idea of what they are, how they are collaborating with other brands. Are they doing stuff which would be profitable to you? You see, of course, you can check all the parameters, the engagement, the reach and all, everybody can check, but also just try and get a sense of who they are and is it in sync with you.
Yes.
In terms of the content, I feel that, of course, storytelling is the new norm on Instagram. So yes, and it should be, because the human connect and, you know, the realistic approach comes through that. So do a lot of storytelling. It doesn't have to be perfect what you put out there, but even if it's real, show some behind the scenes, because honestly, even I've been duped by some you know, sellers on social media.
Oh.
Just getting attracted by the pictures I've ordered, and they've turned out to be dead links.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you know, show your page that it is authentic and it does really exist. Show your face, have a quick response. That is always there. This is more for customer, actually, that you should be able to respond. But for the right audience, I feel it's not going to come overnight. So you build your you know, sort of people who you follow, who you feel are the right face for your product, who would use it, who would value it. And for me, like when I do collaborations, they even start before I have spoken with the brand, and they go way beyond the campaign, so as to say. So like if I like a product, a particular, let's say ketchup I used it, I put it out there to them, I said, look, I used it and I found it really good. Then the ball is in their court. They should look at me, follow me, see how I am and how I can fit into their business. And you see, when a content creator or a mom actually values your product, she will recommend it way beyond the terms you've set down with her. So, you know, if somebody asks me on my colony group, or I'm meeting a group of moms and they ask me ki sauce kaun si deni hai, so here I'm not bound by any term to recommend you. But if I believe in you and I have a good relationship with you, I will recommend it. And you and I both have seen brands grow so much because of that honesty.
Yes.
I feel don't let the relationship just be for, okay, I've sent you this product, you have to make a reel for me. No.
Yeah.
I value the brands who say that, okay, we are sending you something, no strings attached, please do share how it is.
Yes, I think that's the best approach, because people also need to send samples before actually pushing for content to any influencer or content creator. That's what I strongly believe.
Yes,
And you're also a big advocate of networking, building relationships and community building.
Yeah.
So what advice you will give to our mom entrepreneur to make most of these communities that are available?
So community building is something I have learned from you actually, as far as the mom community goes, because you see, it's work community is different and work networking is different, but here everybody is on the same page. You may have different businesses, but you know, your goals are the same, your obstacles are the same. More importantly, again, my only advice would be to be true to your community. Like when you enter a community or join a community, think how I can contribute to this, rather than thinking कि मुझे इससे क्या फायदा हो रहा है. That will come later. Like we say, even for our country, ask not what your country does for you, but what you can do for your country. So the first thing is to just be there for the fellow members and to help without expecting anything in return, or without having an agenda in your mind that, okay, this community is of this age group kids, so you know, I can showcase my product here or that. I think extending a helping hand honestly initially is the best thing you would do, not just to build yourself but also to make best use of that community, because they will reach out to you with their best if you have done the same.
Yes.
So always take the first step and never plan or expect or have this, that I should get this many sales because this has so many members and all that. It will come to you. It will come to you in bigger ways than you can imagine, or you could have hoped for. And again, we've seen a lot of communities thriving, a lot of businesses going where they could never even expect, just by being good people, going out of their way to help, and it will surely come back to you.
Yes, in fact, I resonate a lot with that thought, because I feel that you need to give first before even taking it.
Yeah.
So that has been a wonderful conversation, and I wanted to do a quick rapid fire round with you.
Oh.
Let's have a fun, quick, rapid fire. So first thing that comes to your mind. One thing motherhood taught you that medical school didn't.
Pretty much everything, I would say. When I look back, I'd say medical school taught me nothing about kids, and especially about twins. Okay, if I was to put it in one sentence, it would be just how to deal with another human being.
Yeah.
And on a serious note, I feel having kids has made me a much better doctor than I was before I had kids. Yeah.
Wow, then we should actually go consult more
Mothers,
doctors.
absolutely.
Yeah, makes sense. One thing you would do if you wake up in your early 20s, no kids, no husband, what would you do?
Pretty much done everything. Been there, done that, everything, traveled. Maybe I would just pay a little more attention to my health in my 20s, because now post 40 I realize that, okay, maybe I should have set the routine for exercise and all that a bit earlier.
And last one motherhood tip that you want to give to new moms.
I would say surround yourself with like-minded people, with people who pull you up, with people who don't judge you. I think that's the biggest thing, because no matter how, like I said, even if you're a doctor, there's so much self-doubt, and it's a new normal. So the thing which saved me was having a community of like-minded moms. So find your community, be a part of it, and sort of give your life to it. They'll save you.
Wow, thank you so much for that.
Thank you so much, Neha, for joining today. I'm sure our audience is going to love all the advice and tips you've given to them. Thank you again. This is
Thank
a
you
small
so
gift
much.
sponsored by Adhyay Travels. It's for your upcoming travel, a wellness kit.
Thank you. It's been such a pleasure to be here and to talk with you, especially since you've been such a inspiring part of my life as a mother, as a community builder, and I'm really happy to share some of my thoughts here with everyone today.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Neha,
you.
for your time.
Thank you.
Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you want to see more episodes like this.